Trying to get these funky round clouds coming together. Similar to what I showed you off the top of the mountain was beginning to form first thing this morning. Well, first thing when I got up. I'm usually up pretty late. And then the trails, the bloody trails. They're just thick and thick and thick. This one here was a FedEx DC-10. Well, at least that's what it claimed to be. See an interesting shape of the cloud here. That's a little odd. So we'll see with a ton of trails. This is kind of interesting. It curls up, curls in. It's the curls, guys. It's all about the curls. We'll see what this becomes over the next hour. Certainly had this hazy overcast all day long underneath a high pressure ridge, or actually we're in the gently southwesterly flow, with lots of cirrus clouds running on through it, and most of it has been seeded by chemtrail flights over the past couple of days. In meteorology, you'd call this a dirty ridge, where the clouds are there, but not so much that you'd completely obscure the sky. And you can see some of the rippling up into here. We'll come in a little bit closer on some of these trails and begin to see some definition. There's just, I mean, there's not a lot of contrast in here to show you, but there's definitely rippling in here, and the planes have certainly been interested in it. Come back over here, nice little uplift here. Show me something happening in, it's probably the morphic field right through there. In any case, lots of waves, got a very low sun angle. So the day is just about done. This probably looks like a UPS flight. Let's see if we can't get zoomed in here before he hits the trees. It's just the tail end was looking a little dark. Yep, FedEx. Good old FedEx. So he's low and slow. I've seen a couple of their DC-10s today doing this. You know, big time trailing. This one isn't quite as obscene as ones earlier in the day. Nevertheless, he's too low to be a regular flight. Alright everybody, be well. Some days you just walk out. You walk into the middle of a formation. This plane's doing a nice broad arc, which mirrored this plane here as they both came up. We've got another one overhead, but they're interested in this spot here. Very interested. In fact, you can see how this trail right here spreads. It's a rather abrupt spread, but that's the gap that it takes for it to open up. And then the planes do this rather healthy large arc. So it's the first one, second one, third one, or fourth one. And we had a fifth one whose trail is already kind of faded. It's now intercepting. The middle. I hit that notch there. So he's going to go through this point right there. Boom. And then this other plane is coming on through. Let's see if he's leaving a bigger trail other than just the two engines. Delta. And he's not climbing. We can tell that by the sound of the engine. He's not climbing. He's in either steady state or at a slow descent. I'm going to work towards the mountain so I get a better view. Looks like the little plane went right through the middle of that. So that's something happening in there that 2, 4, 5 planes were interested in rather short order. This is the other one, long one, that came over. This trail only really got sticky once it got to that point. Then we can kind of, we'll have to watch how this spot here changes shape in time, but we already have a nice little dimple at the bottom of it. That was 5 planes in less than 2 minutes. Something's happening over the mountains. Something's happening. think it's FedEx. It's just loud and low. Climbing a little. And it's definitely one of the longer trails. Because there's not much else in the sky. The engine tone is changing now.
Right there? Those are custom wheels. Yeah.
Not too loud.
Whatever's making that noise, we can't see it, but we can hear it.
There's two fighters.
I don't know how you find them. You're gonna have a luck on
I think they're F-18. Lots of low clouds. Low cirrus, low stratocirrus, low gunk is all it is. And these clouds are still being investigated by these chemtrail clouds. These chemtrail flights, that is. One after the other, they're still filling the sky full of this as they're measuring off what they're doing. I've seen lots of blue trails, still some of the white and orange ones. Nevertheless, the sky is full of them, and these planes remain seen at very, very low levels. There's two up to the north. You can see one trail there under the cloud. Right there. Another one to the north of it. You can see right there. And I saw one more. Where was that? Where was that one? There's the other one. Little tick well underneath the cloud. So they're not so high that they're full on condensation trails. They're just flying in and out of these clouds. You can see this trail right here, a fresh one, right there with the plane. They're coming out of the cloud. They're way too low to be commercial planes. It just isn't safe for them to be that low unless they're doing some other kind of mission. And that's what I'm seeing them doing. They're flying missions. And they're keenly interested in clouds. Two planes now. The Southwest 737 below the clouds. There's another one up here. Below the clouds. So, you know, I would think you'd have to be in this super cool atmosphere before you would see this happen, before you'd see the trails form. These planes are not in the commercial airways. Period. Leaving trails below the plane, below the clouds. We're past sunset, quite a day here in the valley. Trails in here. But what I was interested in is this cloud here, and then how the other clouds have come up and made these hooks off each side. Not quite as pronounced now as it was maybe 20 minutes ago. This was the central, let's say, hub that these spokes were coming off. And they almost all had these hooks at the right angles. You're not going to find that when the atmosphere is free to flow as a fluid.